Alright, so we're going to do water transport in plants. The first thing we did was we put some red food coloring into the water. Then we added our celery and let it sit for 3 hours. We then took the celery out and dried it off with a paper towel. And then we measured the length of the stalk. We then recorded the length of the stalk on the sheet, and then all the Y's that you saw on the sheet, that was cases where the celery was, whether or not it had red dye you could see in the veins or not, and you'll see that coming up. So what we're doing right now is cutting the celery in 1 centimeter intervals and looking to see whether or not you can see the red dye in the little veins. Alright, so this is a picture showing where the red dye can be seen in the celery. We cut the celery until you couldn't see the red dye in the stalk, like this. This picture just shows a comparison between what the tubules look like when there's red dye and then when there isn't. So then to find the percentage of the stalk that's covered, you take the length of the stalk that had red dye in it and divide it by the total length of the stalk. Then we took the percentage of the amount of stalk that the red dye traveled through for all the celeries, both with leaves and then without leaves, and found a class average so that we could compare that data. that's the experiment that we did in a kind of a nutshell version so you could see it. Using the information from the data table, you should now be able to answer questions 1, 2, 3, and 4 in your experiment. Alright, I'm looking forward to seeing your results.